guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a life update video of how my life is going. So 3 months ago I posted a video that I quit my job. I was a teacher for 8 years and I was not happy. There were definitely things that I love about my job, but things that I just fell out of love with, and I knew since September that I was not happy and really wanted to quit. It was a very scary decision, but I had some really great friends and opportunities pop up, so I quit my job and I've been working all summer and I am continuing to work, so I never got a summer break. I just jumped right into building my career and I wanted to update you guys and let you know how things are going now that I've worked 3 months for myself and let you know how everything goes. So I did ask on my Patreon and on my Instagram if anybody had any questions that they wanted me to answer, and I do want to start off by answering what I do. So someone had asked, can you share all the details about the job or career you'll be doing full time? So I now have launched a project I was working on for the past 3 months, and I can be much more clear about that. So I am part of the Artemis team. I do work for Becca, who is the owner of Hello Lovely. This is the 3rd company she's launched. So she owns Hello Lovely Box, she owns Fairy Plot Mother, which is her editing marketing business, and then she now has Artemis. So I was brought onto the team to build a course on how to work for authors, and it popped up because Becca and I have been friends for a very long time. I've repped for Hello Lovely for years now, and Becca and I have gotten to know each other. We see each other at signings. I love her so much, and she was visiting Columbus in the fall of last year around September. I don't remember the exact date, but she let me know she was in town. We met up, and that's when I like unloaded on her that I hated my job. And so she was like, why don't we do something about it? And she was definitely the driving force in getting me to where I am today, and I could not be more thankful for her. She is one of the most incredible people in my life, and so that got her wheels turning. So we went to Vegas together because when I saw her, she was like, why don't you come to Vegas and be the Hello Lovely assistant? So went to Vegas together, and she threw out this idea of building a course on how to be an author assistant, because there's no real like training on how to do that. You just have to train individually your assistant and what you want them to do. And I thought on it, and then finally like February, March, I was like, let's do it. And the goal was also to have me working for authors as well. So I was helping build the course and also applying that knowledge to work for authors. And the goal was to also train people in a more advanced course with more advanced skills to be able to charge more when working for authors. So all summer I have been working with the Artemis team in creating these videos. I filmed 90% of the videos, and then I had other people on the team help edit, and then we launched the course last week while we were in California, and it was incredible, and I've loved being able to be part of the team, and I love having that team to work with and working for Becca. So that is definitely still part of my job. We are working on our next course and all these different fun things that we're doing. So I do work part-time for Becca, and that is my big thing. So I'm part of the Artemis team and I really love working for them. And I've also started working for an author. So I did get a job with an author who I'm so fortunate. All my jobs have been from friends and connections. So I got my job with Becca because she wanted to start that and I was brought on. And then I also was asked by an author that I was chatting with about my life, and then she's like, I am in need of someone to help with certain things, so she hired me as well. So I do a lot of work. I think, so overall between those 2 jobs I work about 30 hours a week. And then I just had an interview with an author on Monday that I'm potentially working with as well, and the authors I get to work with are like literal, I'm a fangirl of them. I'm so excited to be working for them. I love them both so much. So hopefully the second author works out and I will have 2 clients, and my Artemis job which will get me to 40 hours, and then also YouTube and Patreon. So I work more than 40 hours a week because of all the content I do and all the work that I do, but I am also often working the weekends. I like want to get ahead on stuff and end up working on it. Some weeks I do work 40 hours just between those 2 clients that I have, Artemis and my other author. It just depends on what's happening that week, and then I like to do a couple hours of work on Sundays just to get ahead of the week. So I'm working a lot and I'm loving it. So that is an update of exactly what I'm doing. Working for the author, I do help with influencer reach out, social media, and I got to beta read for them, and just a lot of different things that I'm working on for them and different projects I'm working on. And then I will be doing a lot of social media management, Facebook group management, stuff like that for authors. So that's what's happening. And so someone asked, how is work going? I'm loving it. Someone said, how are you feeling within yourself now that you aren't teaching? I feels so good. Like, so my job is still stressful. There's a lot to keep up with. The Artemis stuff was a lot to do. I was filming like crazy. I was editing and going back and adding things and fixing things, and it was a lot of work. And it was a good stress. So I was trying to describe this to a friend, and I have not felt such relief than when I saw people posting about going back to school and I wasn't. I was like, I don't have to worry about that. I'm not stressing out about things. I'm not stressing about class sizes and classroom management and juggling a million different things. I don't have to do that. I get to work from home. I get to work with people I absolutely love, and I get to work on projects that are really cool and exciting and fun. So I feel amazing and so grateful and thankful and relieved that I'm not teaching right now. Like, I have worked the past 3 months and I didn't feel like I lost anything. I didn't feel like I lost out on a summer. I am still doing my PR company with Tori. That's something I was always doing, and then like YouTube and Patreon. I do want to add that. But I got to go to Myrtle Beach with my family. I got to go to Book Bonanza. I went to New York with my sister for a long weekend, and then I went to California for a week. And California was much more a business trip, and we did work a lot and got a lot done. So it's been incredible being able to go to these different opportunities, and I have a lot of signings coming up. My next trip is to Atlanta at the end of September, and then I get to go to Love in Vegas at the end of October, and then next year are lots of exciting plans too. With one of the authors I'm working with, I get to go to some signings with her, so I'm very, very excited about that. So yeah, it's amazing that I get to be paid to work in an industry I love. So I really am loving it. I also love, I was just talking to my friend today, I just like turned around from work and Lily was there, and I got to give her love for like a minute and then go back to work. I adore my dogs. If you guys know, I'm obsessed with my dogs. They are my children. I love them so much. I'm obsessed. I get to be around them all day, and I know that sounds so just like not important, but I just got to turn around and like hug Lily, give her a kiss, and then go back to work. It was just so nice, and I love being able to work from home. I did have to do a little bit of adjusting. So I do live with my sister, and my office is in my loft. So she had said it's a little bit frustrating when I take meetings, because sometimes I'm in like 2-hour meetings and it's in the loft, and I'll put headphones in but she can still hear me talk, and it just like carries everywhere. So I did end up readjusting things in my library. I put a little desk in front of my window, so when I have meetings I come in here, shut the door, and now that system works very well for us. She can make as much noise as she needs to. She can move around. She doesn't feel like I'm taking over the house. So there was a little bit of a learning curve in how to like have a business from home, but overall things are going really well. So those are all the questions for Patreon. I'm gonna run over to Instagram to see what other questions people did have. I mean, it is still hard to juggle everything. I'm doing a million things at once still. I feel like I never have enough time in my day, and I really do need to balance things better, which I'll get into. So one of the questions was, is your life busier now than when you were teaching and doing booktube part-time? I feel like it is, because I also am traveling more. I would have never spent an entire week in California before, and also that was like literally when teachers were going back to school in my district, so that could have never even happened before. But I do have a lot going on and juggling, because there's always something I should be working on. There's always a project I can be working on and adding to and trying to get done, deadlines to meet. So I am super busy, and I thought that I'd have a lot of extra time to do YouTube and Patreon. There's like no extra time. It's just like right now it's 4 o'clock, which is when I would be filming when I was teaching. So I'm still doing a lot. However, I do love the schedule I have set for myself, where I get to get up in the morning, I get to work out, I get to walk my dogs, I get to make some tea, I get to sit down at my desk and tackle work. So I've created a schedule though where it really works well for me, how I get set up for work, I check emails, update any Forever and Always things I need to, and then I get started on my author's work for a couple hours, take some lunch, and then do Artemis stuff for the rest of the afternoon, and then after that I will film. And that's really been a great schedule for me. I'm someone who needs a schedule, and that is something I really love doing. So I like that whole system, and then in the evening I can like catch up on any other things I haven't done yet, like YouTube or any other projects that I haven't worked on that I need to like do more for. So someone said, what am I doing and how do I get into it? That's what I explained. It's really hard for me to give any advice on people who don't already have a place in the community, because I have been reviewing books and in the book community for almost 10 years now. I know a lot of authors. I am fortunate enough to have some connections that I've already built. So we are working on a way for Artemis to help pair authors and people who want to be PAs together, but I had a place of privilege where I didn't have to worry about that. Someone said, do I miss teaching at all since school has started? No, I don't miss it at all. I hate saying that, but there was not any part of me that was like, oh, I wish I was going back to school. I was like, no, I don't. And I'm very happy with where I am. Someone said, do I have an assistant? I do not have an assistant or an agent. No, neither of those things. I'm not writing. So I am the assistant. That's what that is. I'm loving it. Someone said, did I get insurance? Yes. This was very stressful, and it was stressful because I had to figure out what plan I wanted. There's like 1,000,001 different plans, and every sort of scenario was running through my mind. I'm someone who is very, again, fortunate that I don't have a lot of medical needs. I am on one medication that is free with insurance, and I don't have any specialty doctors I have to go to. I don't have any underlying health issues. I am really healthy for my age, and I don't have to go to the doctor a lot. So I do my annual OBGYN appointment. I got the silver tier. I did not go with the basic, like the super basic, because that stresses me out thinking like if something happened, it would be a lot of money. But it was really hard deciding between the deductible and the out of pocket and all these different scenarios, how much it would cost to see a doctor. And I picked a plan, and then I filled it out and said my insurance expires on August 1st because that's when it did. So then they put me on a September plan, and I was like, I need it for August. So I was on the phone for like an hour before they finally transferred me to someone who was like, you just need to change that to say it ends actually before August so they can give you August coverage. And I'm like, okay. So then I had to like reapply everything and then get new cards in the mail. So that was a whole process, but I did end up buying insurance. It's expensive. That's the reality. But like I said in my first video, I'm not letting insurance stop me from having a job I love and instead having a stressful job that I don't love. Someone said, what is your favorite thing about going out on your own? I love the work I do. I don't get the Sunday scaries. Like, it's Sunday and I'm just like waking up and working. Like, it is not something that I dread doing. It has been a really fun experience. Like I said, it's been stressful, especially launching the course has been a lot of work, and learning how to work with new people, especially like it is a little tricky working with people who are your friends. You have to really understand how to have a professional relationship along with a friendship relationship. So that's definitely been a learning curve, but I think we have a really good business that we've built that I'm very excited for. Someone did say advice on how to get started in the book industry as a newbie wanting a career change. I would say make those connections, but be authentic about the connections. Just be a part of the community. And someone had asked me on Instagram, do you have to have a really large following to do this? You do not. Most of the PAs that I know either don't have an Instagram or have very small Instagram accounts. And so you just need to be passionate about the community and go and do what you want to do. Our course is only open through this Monday. So if you are interested in gaining those skills and be able to go to an author and say, listen, I took this entire course on how to do these things and I feel really confident that I can work for you, then that is fantastic. And so it is really scary, and I will say that I was terrified, and I know what it's like wanting to quit your job, but I would say that make sure you get all the knowledge and the training that you need in order to take that job, and put some feelers out there and ask around to see if someone's looking for a PA or they know anybody who is hiring. Know how much you want to charge. That was also something that I was very hesitant and a little wary doing, especially because I was working with people who are friends, and money makes me feel awkward with friends because I want to do everything for free for them because I love them, but it's like I can't. This is my career. So establishing how much you want to charge, that our course does go over that, and we are expanding our course to talk about marketing yourself and being able to work for authors. Someone said, what do you consider your job title now? There isn't one. So I am a course creator. That's my title on our website for Artemis, and I am an author assistant. So when I tell people, I say I just work for authors and help manage their businesses. So that's really my job title. Do you use a planner, paper, or digital planner? I use a paper planner. I should transfer to digital, but I just like have everything written down. I have a to-do list every day. I have everything, all the dates written down. I like my paper planner. What's a day in your life like now? I can do a day in the life video if you want me to. I've done a couple for Patreon already, but if you want one on my main channel, let me know. I wake up around 6:15, 6:30 depending on the day. Work out if it's a workout day. I do take 2 days off. I take Tuesdays and Fridays off from working out. Walk my dogs if my sister isn't. So we do switch off who walks the dogs. So like today I woke up at 6:30 and I worked out but didn't walk them because she was home. But like tomorrow I am going to work out and walk the dogs. Then Friday I'm going to only walk the dogs. So whatever it is, I'm doing something in the morning, and then I have breakfast, I shower, I get ready for the day, make my tea, and sit down. I'm usually at my desk between 8:15 and 8:30, and I start out with emails, checking things, and I usually dive right into my author work and try to get all of that done in the morning for about 2 or 3 hours, have lunch, jump into all the rest of my stuff. So typically if I have a meeting, it's in the afternoon because most people I work with are on PST, or at least one person on the team is. So usually we have later in the day meetings. They can range anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, and then I try to be done with work by dinner time. Sometimes it's an insane day and I have to keep on working into the evening, but usually I try to be done by dinner, and then it's free time. So sometimes I will come downstairs around like 4 and watch something with my sister while I work if she's not working. So it just depends on the day, but I really love my schedule that I have. What has been the most difficult part of starting a new chapter in your career? That is boundaries of work time. One of my first days of working for myself, I worked 12 hours because I look at my to-do list for the week and I'm like, I need to do everything. I'm getting a lot better at assigning days for tasks. So like I had to film a couple videos for Artemis today. I'm not even touching the footage. I used to film, upload, and start editing right away. I'm not touching that footage until tomorrow. So today was a filming day, tomorrow is an editing day, and I need to be much better at dividing those tasks or I will work all day. I genuinely will work all day. It's also really hard for me for vacation because I don't get paid vacation or sick time. So if I take a vacation, I'm taking unpaid days. So I have to make sure I'm working enough prior to leaving, or like I worked in the car going to New York. So I made sure I had something I could do where I didn't need internet access, and I worked on that on the drive, or like that I could use social media apps for. So it's hard to take time off and I need to get better at that. And also vacations, I feel guilty for taking them because I'm not making money. So I have to make sure that I'm adjusting my schedule and everything in order to ensure that I'm making enough money if I take days off. Someone did say, not a question, but you inspire me so much. I'm cheering for you from the sidelines. Thank you. I saw so many people at the signings I went to that said they're so incredibly excited for me and happy for me, and that just means so much to me because this was, like I said, terrifying. I did not know how it would go. I didn't know how I would support myself. I didn't know if I would get stressed, if I could do it, and I am so happy with the choice. So thank you so much to everybody who's been supportive. Thank you. Someone asked, what is Patreon? That is like a paid subscription service where you sign up to get extra content from creators. So I have now tried to do 1 video a week for my patrons that is extra exclusive. So I just posted a 24-hour reading vlog for them. I did a New York vlog for them from a couple weeks ago, and we do reading sprints every week. We do readathons every other month, and I do updates in there. I do polls, and it's one of my favorite things to do. I really love my Patreon and I love creating content for them and doing reading sprints with them. So if you ever want extra content from your favorite creators, you can join for a subscription. Someone says, how many hours do you work in a week? I already covered that, where typically I work anywhere from 30 to 40 hours between my 2 people right now, and hopefully I can add on that 1 extra client, and then I would probably not take on any more. My initial goal was 3. I've taken on a lot of a bigger role in Artemis and I'm really loving that, so I will stick with 2 authors for now. We will see how things go. That's just how I'm living right now, and it's scary for me because I'm definitely a planner and I need to know everything and how it's going to plan out in the future, but that's just what we're gonna see. So far this life has been sustainable for me. To be fair, I know I will have to pay out more in tax season. I do currently pay quarterly in taxes for everything I make on YouTube and Patreon and all of that money I was already making last year, so I do pay quarterly for that, but I will have to do some adjusting next year paying quarterly for an entire income. So I do know I will have to probably pay a chunk of change when that comes around. It also has been difficult because YouTube views have been down so much, which means my YouTube income has been down so much. This is the lowest that it's ever been in the last few years for me, and I know I have to do some reevaluating and analyzing like current trends and what really is doing well in the YouTube sphere, but views have been down. So I definitely 100% know I could never be okay supporting myself with just YouTube, Patreon, and sponsors. So I'm really happy that I have this other job to support me, and I do know that I have the opportunity to grow in how much I'm charging. So I already knew that I would be taking a pay cut taking this job and then being able to charge more as my skills grow. So I definitely have a lot of skills to still learn about how to work for an author and what I can offer them. That is just something to think about if you're taking on this kind of job, but overall I'm happy to report I am extremely happy and excited for the work that I'm doing and the career path I have chosen. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will link below Artemis if you are interested. It will be an affiliate link. I do have an affiliate link with them, but that is the course I helped create. So if you want to just like take a look, and if that's anything you're interested in, I would highly recommend that as your first step, because that's what I did to get into this job. The author I was working with knew that I was working to gain these skills, and she wanted my help with her business. So that's everything. It's definitely a scary process and decision, but I could not be happier with my choice. So that's my update. Let me know if you have any questions, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.